All right. All right, we're gonna play a game on Kahoot. I didn't realize there was sound. I've never used Kahoot before, so Giovanni, if I need your assistance, please help me out. So it looks like in order to join this game, you'd have to go to www.kahoot.it and you will enter the PIN code. So 200 and 628 is the number. Who wants to guess the topic?
Is it Sonoma State themed?
How do I, oops. There we go. Turn down the music. There we go. Turned it off because it's a little loud. Couldn't hear anyone else. So the topic for today is degree and GE overview recap. So what we learned a little bit about the overview that we went over last week, and then if you attended the degree and GE overview presentation, then you will know a little bit about what we're going to go over today. It should be fun and should be stuff that we've already learned. Don't worry if you don't get all of them correct. This is also a learning opportunity. So should be fun. Let's see, we have 13 players, and how many are we?
For those of you just joining in, we're doing a Kahoot.
Kahoot. So to join, please go to www.kahoot.it and enter the game PIN number. So we have 18, but we only have 13 players. Is everybody in? Got 14 players. For those who just entered, we're playing a game this morning. So if you just want to go ahead and enter the PIN code on this website where it says join at, or if you have the Kahoot app, then that's probably easier as well. Another option. Okay, I'm going to give it 1 more minute to log in. Oh no, the number's going down. Why is it going down? For those of you just entering the room, we are playing a game this morning. So we're playing Kahoot. So if you want to join, please enter the game pin number on the website. I see Daisy, she's on. All right, let's give it a play. I'm gonna start this. Everyone in? All right, let's start. So how many categories in the 48 unit GE pattern? 5, it's 5. All right, let's go next. Which belong under English language communication and critical thinking, which is one of the categories, one of those 5. Is it nonverbal communication, verbal communication and critical thinking, expression, speech, philosophy, communication, note-taking, human interaction, oral communication, written communication, critical thinking? Yeah, there we go. All right, next question. True or false? First-time, first-year students will be pre-enrolled in written communication. It's true or false? True. It is true. You will be enrolled, pre-enrolled for your English class. All right. Next question. Another true or false. In order to graduate, you must take a laboratory activity. So usually this gets paired up with your biology class. Is true or false? Or not biology, science, excuse me. Could be chemistry, could be physics. True. All right. Next question. Civil Studies graduation requirements include institutions and school codes of ethics, school policies, employment studies, university policies and institutions, or American institutions and critical race studies. Yay! It's American institution and critical, more in detail. All right, my internet is unstable. Can you still see the screen?
Yes, we can see it.
Okay. All right, next question. Which is true? A unit is the amount of academic credit associated with a course. For every hour in class, expect 2 to 3 hours of homework out of class. 1 unit is equivalent to 50 units of in-class instruction per week. All of the above is correct. All right. Another true or false. Oh, no, wait, that wasn't a true or false. A true or false question. Your degree is made up of 3 parts totaling at least 120 units. Do, 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 do. This one's true. Yes, so your degree will be made up of 3 parts, and which we talked about, totaling at least 120 units. So you have your GEs, your major core classes, and your electives. All right, so true or false, average of 30 units per year or 15 units per semester is expected if you want to graduate in 4 years. This might be a trick question. It's true. So if you want to graduate in 4 years, some folks think that they need to take 12 units because that's the minimum that you have to take in order to receive financial aid, but it's actually 15 units per semester if you want to graduate in 4 years. All right, GPA stands for ground point average, good points average, grade point average, or grade penalty average. You're right, grade point average is correct. How many units should you enroll in today? A minimum of 10, a max of 15, and a target of 12. A minimum of 12, a max of 18, and a target of 15. A minimum of 13, a max of 17, and a target of 14. A minimum of 11, a max of 19, and a target of 17. It is a minimum of 12, a max of 18, and a target of 15. So if you wanted to take more than 18 units, you'd have to fill out a petition form to take more than 18 units. But the minimum is 12, and the target, again, which we talked about in the other question, is at 15. Is there a difference between lower division and upper division courses? Yes, lower division are numbered 100 to 299 and upper division are 300 to 499. Yes, lower division courses generally make up your first 60 units. No, all courses that are the same, or option 1 and 3 are both correct. Option 1 and 3 are both correct. So lower division are those units that are numbered 100 to 299, and upper division are 300 to 499. And yes, so generally the lower division classes make up those first 60 units. All right, true or false? Summer Bridge participants can register for classes on Wednesday, July 1st from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. False. It is not from 8 to 10 p.m. Does anybody know the correct time? Two to 4. Thank you, Nick. All right, that's it. Michaela came in third. Alexa came in second. And in first place, Ashley C. with runner-up Sophia and Nick. Awesome. So Ashley, you actually will receive a little gift from Puerta. So I will reach out to you shortly. All right. I'm gonna stop sharing. So thanks for participating in our Kahoot. That was my first time playing with Kahoot, so that was exciting. And I hope y'all liked it as well. I'm going to share the presentation, the PowerPoint presentation that was presented on Friday, just so we can go over a few of those items that were on the quiz or trivia game. So let me share this screen. There we go. So the Summer Bridge leaders are going to go over a few of these items under advising tools at 12. So be sure to attend your Summer Bridge group breakouts. They are going to go over Siebel Scheduler and the university catalog and how to search for classes. So that's going to be really important for all of you that are planning to register for classes, which is all of us. Let's see. Okay, here we go. If you wanted to take a look at the first year advising guide sample, I'm going to put this in the group chat. Let's see. There we go. So there's a link to the first year advising sample. So let's say you are looking at psychology and you don't know exactly what to take your first semester, then you can take a look at this sample. And so it's recommending that you take your English class, which you have, that's a prereq, or every first year student will have to take their English course, your math class, and then they are asking to pick any year-long FLC, which I don't know what that stands for. Do you know what that stands for, Angelica?
Yeah, those are those freshman learning communities.
Gotcha. Okay.
Like the EDEC course that they're enrolled in.
Thank you. And then this is also breaking it down from fall and spring. So it is saying that for fall time, they suggest taking psychology 250. So again, you can just take a look at these samples, or their samples. So do check in with your advisor to make sure that you have the right, or that you're picking the right courses that are tailored for you. Okay, so I'm going to go back to our degree overview. So this is what the Seawolf scheduler looks like. And again, the Summer Bridge leaders are going to go over this. So I'm not going to go over this too much. But so for registration, you're going to create a schedule either on Seawolf scheduler, or if you already know that you're only going to add 1 or 2 courses, then you can use the course catalog and just add courses onto your shopping cart and check out on that day, Wednesday, July 1st from 2 to 4. You want to make informed decisions and take ownership. Use us, the advisors, on what classes to take. I know that some of you have already met with us and know sort of an idea of what classes to take, or we've talked about major exploration, maybe taking a course to explore career options. Daniel, someone's knocking on the door. Sorry, someone's knocking on my door. And then review your sections with your Summer Bridge advisor. And always connect with us every semester. Huerta students are required to meet with us twice a semester for the first year, and then once a semester from then on. Okay. And then let's go. I'm actually going to exit this. Just wanted to go over.
Okay, let me move my.
Here we go. So this is where we were going over those units, and that's where I actually got the questions from for Kahoot. So we've talked about units, and we talked about the 3 categories: GE, electives, and majors. Again, there's that if you want to graduate in 4 years, you want to take an average of 30 units per year. So that could be 15 units. If you're thinking about 4.5 years, and you can take 13 to 12. If you take the minimum of 12 units, then you're looking more at like 5 years. So just keep that to mind when you're selecting your courses. Good standing is a minimum of 2.0. And then we have tips and facts. So when we're going to register again on July 1st from 2 p.m. And the Summer Bridge leaders will go over what that's going to look like on registration day. So you're already going to have the classes selected. You're just going to basically check out on registration day. And if you have any questions, Angelica and I are going to be available basically all day. So we're going to have drop-ins, and we're going to provide our personal Zoom link. So it's going to be a different Zoom link. So look out for that. We haven't shared it yet, so do look out for that, and we'll make an announcement and we'll put it out. Any questions that come up, please feel free to ask in the group chat or just interrupt me, that's fine. If you are not familiar with this and this is your first time looking at this, I definitely would guarantee or recommend that you take a look at this presentation. I'm not going to go over it too much since some of you have maybe already went through this, but I will share it with the group, okay? I also wanted to go over Huerta Learning Community courses and those reserved classes. So that's what Angelica was mentioning, standard for FLC, right, Angelica? Yes, okay, perfect. So let me present this. Okay, so for Huerta, we actually have that EDEC class pre-selected. So you are enrolled for EDEC 160. Please let us know if you log into your SSU Student Center and you don't see this class. But you should be able to see this in your class. So it's a EDC, which is the Early Childhood Studies course 160 A and B. So this semester, which is fall, you would be taking A, and then during the springtime, you would take 160B. But the course title is Social Justice in Childhood and Adolescence. And it's the same for both semesters. Obviously, you'll be learning different content, but it does fulfill area A1 and A3. This section will be held on Monday through Wednesday from 1 to 2:50 p.m. And Giovanni actually is going to be the peer mentor for that class. So you'll be able to see Gio after summer bridge. Let's give it up for Gio.
Thank you. Thank you.
And then we do have some course reserved classes. So we have that CALS 219 class, which will be held Mondays and Wednesdays from 1 to 2:15. And we do have a few seats available in each class. If these classes get filled up, not to worry, because we will have an option to open a third section. And this is because this class will be available to Puerto students, but also to EOP students. So if we're looking at more students that are interested in taking 219, then we can definitely make room for another class. Another course that has been reserved for Puerto students is Spanish 300H. So as we were mentioning before, the lower unit classes are considered lower unit courses, and from 300 to 499 are considered upper division classes. So this class is an upper division course, but the reason why it's been reserved for Puerto first year students is because some of us already speak Spanish. So if you took an AP course and you passed your AP course in Spanish and you feel comfortable in Spanish language and written and all that good stuff, then this is a class that you might want to look at, especially if you're thinking about minoring in Spanish, or maybe you're thinking about majoring in Spanish, then maybe this would be a good option for you as well. I'm gonna actually go here. Let's see. I'm gonna go on my SSU so that we can take a look at those courses since we're all together. So I'm gonna search the catalog. We're gonna look at that CALS class. So CALS 219 is Latino Experience. And so it is 3 units. It's a lecture class. And remember we talked about the 5 categories. Hold on. So this would be under the Arts and Humanities category. So if you want to take a little read, if you want to read what the description of the class looks like, then feel free to do so. I'm going to zoom in. Oops, I zoomed out. Zoom in so y'all can read this. There we go. So it's basically an introduction to Chicano and Latino studies. through social sciences and explain the individual status and place within the group of society. And it also satisfies your ethnic studies requirement. So we talked about we talked about American institutions, and we also talked about that ethnic studies requirement. So in order to graduate from Sonoma State, you are required to take American institutions, which we're looking at US history and political science. Those two courses will satisfy that requirement. But for ethnic studies, it's kind of open-ended. There's a lot of courses that will satisfy that ethnic studies requirement. Again, I'm not going to go over it too much because I know Giovanni and Sama are going to go over some stuff at 12 today. And then let's go back and we're going to look at that. I'm blanking. What was the name of the class? Oh, Spanish. It's Monday, everybody. And I'm distracted because my car is actually being towed away today. So it's a really old car and it just needs to be pulled apart, demolished. So they're here. There's a lot of noise going on in my house. So I apologize if I'm all over the place. Okay, so we're looking at 300H. This is the advanced Spanish language for native heritage speakers. So again, if you grew up speaking Spanish at home, then this may be the class that you want to take. It is designed for native and heritage speakers, and but it is also for that native speakers that may have little formal schooling in the language. So if you feel like, okay, I'm pretty comfortable speaking, but I don't really know too much about writing or reading, then that's okay. If you know some, this class might still work out for you. So it is for bilingual students, and they will have some cultural references as well. So it's not just a Spanish class. And it's just to gain your confidence in Spanish. So again, if you want to take this class, it will satisfy your GE Area C3, which is Arts and Humanities and Modern Languages. But it does not satisfy the ethnic studies. So just pointing that out, and this is a 4-unit class. Okay. Any questions regarding those classes? I'm looking at the group chat. No, okay. Let's see. Oh, I'm going to go back to our presentation. Actually, let's see. Okay, so I'm actually going to take a look at one more class since I missed this class. We're going to look at EDC class, EDEC class. So that's the early childhood education. And we're looking at 160, 160A. Okay, maybe I can't look at it that way. Let's see. Okay, here it is. So notice that it says fall only because this is a 1-year course. So this is the fall section, and it's 4 units as well. So this class is going to look at inequality and privilege and how that affects the identities, learning, and development of children and adolescents. They're going to look at analysis of children literature, social justice cases, and their own experiences. So again, this is for Puerta students, and so you'll be able to be in the same class with each other ultimately. I believe the class is taught by Anya. Is that correct, Giovanni?
Yeah, it is. I
Okay.
think there might be another professor. I'm not sure though. I know Anya teaches 2 of those sections, so.
Yeah, I think for our section, it will be taught by Anya, I believe. But I've heard really great things about Anya. She's a really good professor. And again, this will be fulfilling your area A3. And it is for first year students only. So that means all of us. All right, I'm gonna stop sharing. Any questions that come up? I don't know if you wanted to add anything else to any of that, Angelica.
No, I think that was a good overview of what to expect on registration day. And thanks for going over the specific classes that are open to our students. That way they can start taking a look at it with their bridge leaders today to see if that's something they might be interested in taking or enrolling in on Wednesday.
Yeah, definitely. I think since there are reserved for Puerta students, it's really important to look at them, make those decisions, whether it works out with your schedule and you want to take them. If you're always been interested in taking a Chicano Latino studies class, but you know, weren't sure about it, and now it's your opportunity to take this course, especially since there are reserved seats for Puerta students. It's kind of like a nice little push. And again, it's just an introduction course. So if you end up really loving Chicano Latino studies, maybe that will guide you in a different path, or who knows, maybe you might want to minor in it. So definitely take a look at that course. And if you're interested in taking that Spanish class, I know that we have some students that are interested in minoring in Spanish because they already have AP credit under their belt. So again, if you have already taken Spanish classes, or you feel really comfortable speaking Spanish, or you have that AP credit under your belt, then maybe this class is perfect for you. So I'm going to share one more screen. Let's see. Okay. So I just wanted to remind everybody that today there is going to be another student club meeting. So there is that Queer Faculty Staff Association and Queer Student Alliance Student Club. So that is for the LGBTQ community, plus community. And that's happening 1 to 2 p.m. And also a very important financial aid workshop that's happening today is from 2 to 3. And that Zoom link was provided in an email that you received over the weekend. So please, please take a look at that. Financial aid is super important. And, you know, there's a lot of terminology. I know that they sent out a page full of different vocabulary to get acquainted with. Again, financial aid it can be very daunting, but that's why we have these workshops. That's why we have assistants, and we have, for this financial aid workshop in particular, we're having a representative from financial aid department come and speak. So he is an expert, he knows what he's doing. So definitely check that out if you're available. If you're not, also know that they've been posting videos on Canvas. So if you want to take a look at last week's workshops, there might be a video already uploaded for you to watch. So anything that you missed last week, let's say you had to work or you couldn't make one of the days, always make sure to check the day that you missed, because there will be content there uploaded. That way you don't miss out. Because again, financial aid workshop, this is going to be a big one. This is the one that we're really recommending you all attend. And then tomorrow, we're actually not going to be meeting together for advising session, because we will be meeting together as a group during a webinar for that financial aid workshop or a worksheet, budgeting worksheet session. So again, that was sent in the email. So look out, read your email, and get informed on what that's going to look like. So we're not going to meet tomorrow morning from 9 o'clock, but you still have to be up and ready to go at 9 p.m. It's going to be a different Zoom link, okay? And if you can't find that Zoom link, reach out to your Summer Bridge leaders. You can reach out to the advisors, either Angelica or I, and we can provide that Zoom link for you, okay? Let me exit. Any questions? Let's see. All right. Well, we ended a little early today. So any questions at all that come up? I'm trying to think, what else did I leave out? Really, today was just sort of an overview of that degree in GE. So just a recap, and so that's why I figured that we'd do a little game. Ashley C's our winner, so Ashley C, I'll be getting in contact with you. I'll be sending you a little gift from Puerta. And then, yeah. Oh, well, I guess we can walk through registration. Well, we kind of did already walk through registration, but anybody have any questions about registration day? I mean, those questions may be answered during your Summer Bridge breakout sessions. Since the Summer Bridge leaders will be going over those tools, they'll be able to walk you through what registration day looks like. But again, on registration day, you want to be able to just check out. You want to be able to know exactly what classes you want. That way at 2 o'clock, you're ready to go. You're logged into your computer. You're logged into your SSU student portal, and you hit enroll and check out. So you want to be able to check out on those days. If for some reason you're having issues, there's any troubleshooting that you need assistance with, again, Angelica and I are going to be available. I'm going to be able to provide my personal Zoom link, and that's going to be uploaded on the Canvas page for that day. So it's going to be a different Zoom link. So tune in. That will be uploaded today. And then again, if you have any questions or if you can't for some reason log in to the Zoom link, we are available via email. And we've been looking at our email religiously, so definitely reach out to us in any way possible, any way or form. And then Thursday is going to be our last day. So Thursday is going to be the day that we have a closing during our advising session, and then also as a group. So Summer Bridge is going to get together and on Thursday, and we're basically going to close out Summer Bridge, and that is it. So feel really proud of yourself, tap yourself on the back, because you've come a very far way. And I know that last week we were tired and we were receiving a lot of information, but again, it's better to have a book full of knowledge before you enter your first year of college. So you are ahead of the game, and you're going to be able to register before other students. So again, be really proud that you are part of Summer Bridge and that you're part of the Puerta family. And we're just really happy for all of you to be here. And sorry that you couldn't see my my face today. I don't know what happened with my video, but I need to fix that. All right, any questions? No? Okay, well, we're gonna take 10-minute break. So if you need to go take a snack break, you need your coffee, whatever you need before your next sessions, because you are gonna be meeting with your academic faculty. Alrighty, I hope y'all like the Kahoot this morning. I thought that was pretty cool. Be sure to use the same link if you're exiting the Zoom. It is available on the Canvas page.
morning, everybody. Hi. Maybe I can wait a couple of more minutes. Hey, Emma.
Good morning.
Morning. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm fine. Yeah.
Good.
So I hope that everybody had a relaxed weekend.
Me too.
Okay, so I see some people sending the message, good morning. Okay, so buenos dias, is that how you pronounce? I have no idea how I can read. Is it buenos dias? Teach me how to pronounce it correctly. Oh, not bad.
It means good morning in Spanish.
Yeah, I thought so. So maybe I can say, not good morning, but in general, hi in Korean word, 안녕. So in Korean, 안녕 is, you can say 안녕 when you meet and then when you say bye too. So it's just a friendly, easy way to say. Yeah. Okay, so okay, so let me just give you a little bit of announcement that I did over the weekend. So I just giving you a little bit of reminder that you need to submit some homework. So you had some homework to submit from Wednesday last week. So Monday and Tuesday you had a homework, but that was not something that you need to submit, right? So I saw most of you guys actually did. So I finished the grading of Wednesday. That was, Wednesday homework was doing your M&M, the 5-number summary and the box plot. So the color was assigned to the group that you were in. And then if you were not able to make it in the class session, then you could choose on your own color. So I saw most of you guys did. So that was great. And then Thursday you had a quiz. So I started a little bit of grading, but I haven't finished it. So I will try to finish today. And then Friday you had a research question for your group, or if you haven't had a chance to make your own group, maybe you can submit your own. It was just a draft, so you can just submit any question that you had in terms of your research plan. So the one thing that you need to remember about the research question is you're not collecting data as of now. I mean, when you take the when you take that course later, you will come up with your own research question and you will collect your own data if you plan. But this time, because we don't have much of time, and then since we have massive data using the survey, so you're gonna make a research question that you can answer with the survey data. Okay, so that's one thing that you need to remember. So that was up to the homework by last Friday, okay? And usually we don't take the late homework at college, but this time, because you are in the transitional time, so we are allowed you take you are allowed to submit the late homework. So if you haven't turned in your homework yet, and then if you can do it, please do by Tuesday, tomorrow, just night before, okay, just midnight, like 11:59. So we can accept your late homework. So please try to do that. Okay, so I send out the email on Friday, just making sure that everything is going to be closed by Tuesday night. So after that time, you cannot submit anything. So it's going to be just totally closed. Okay, so that's one reminder. And we are going to have a formal meeting. Today's formal meeting is the last formal meeting with me. Something said, but okay. So we will have actually 2-hour session. And the first hour is going to be the group work. So I know some people already formed a group and then started working. And I saw some people already submitted their slide already, which is great. Okay. But if you haven't done yet, or if you want to, if you want to revisit it, even though you had it, this is a chance that you will do. So we are going to make a group work, and then you are going to work it on the group and then making the slide for your research question by 11. Okay, and then second hour is going to be sharing your work, the draft of the slide, and then everybody will just give each group the feedback so that you will have a chance to revise it. Okay, does it make sense? Okay, So since I know many of you not maybe formally know who you are, which group you are in. So here is a link that I'm sending you in the chat. So did you see my message there? So if you click there, you can actually see the blank box, so that each group will actually type in your group members in each box. So each box represents each group. Okay. And then once you finish that grouping, I will send each group into the breakout room so that you can work in breakout room until 11. And then I will visit some groups. Any questions? Okay. So let me share my screen of making groups.
Oh, would you like me to start like making the breakout rooms, or do you want me to hand that over to you as host?
Oh yeah, you can make the breakout room for each group. Thank you, Selma.
Yeah, of course, not a problem. How many breakout rooms are there going to be?
I'm not sure because we have about, I think about 6 at most, 5 or 6.
Okay, perfect.
So you and Gio doesn't have to be in the breakout room.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, so somebody want to be adopted into one group. So I think you can just put your name in a blank cell so that maybe someone else to be added. Okay. Okay.
Do you want me to go ahead and list the students that we have that are still not in a room?
Yeah, I think that would be helpful. If somebody is not belonging to any group, you can just.
Okay. Okay, hold on. Okay, so the students that I have that are not put into a room are Daisy, Julisha. I'm sorry, I think I said that wrong. Nick and Victoria.
Okay, so they can actually jump in any group with less than 4 people, or
Mhm.
they can create their own group in a blank space.
Okay, should I just go ahead and do that, or?
I think let them just sign up in any place.
Okay, sounds good.
And also, I know some people already have their own research question and then have started the work already. They can still join another group so that maybe you can communicate with the other group members and then you can tweak what you thought of.
Sounds good.
Even if you have some idea already, you can still join the group.
Perfect. I just want to over communicate. I just added you, Daisy. Thank you.
So all I want to check that out is everybody is in the group or not.
Mm. So we need Julisha, Nick, and Victoria to join a group, I believe. Perfect. I see you adding yourself in, Nick.
I believe Julisha has to go to work at around 10:40.
Okay.
So I'm gonna leave a bit early.
Okay, sounds good. Should we still put them in a group?
For now, yeah, I think so. Would
Okay,
you
perfect.
maybe pick a group or we'll sign up?
I see there's only one available. Is it cool if I just add them to that group with Pedro and Ruben?
Pedro, yeah.
Perfect. And then also Victoria. I think since there's only one more group, it would probably make sense if I just go ahead and add Victoria to that group.
Okay. So I will send you guys to the group so that you can actually working on your presentation. And then let me just give you the link of that slide one more time, just in case. So, okay. I just sent out the slide example link. So this is just example. So you can just put your ideas or something add, and then, I mean, you can change the design of the slide, of course, okay? Or if you are not very familiar with how you actually make the presentation slide, you can just change the inside, the content only, and then keep the same, the design. It's all up to you, okay? But just making sure that what you need to include in there, but you can still use your creativity for your group, okay? You still want me to show my slide, the group, so we can?
I think I'm good. I think I have everybody where they need to be.
Okay, okay.
If you want to go ahead and add in the document, just so that we have it down, in the group with Pedro and Ruben only, I have also added Julisha and Victoria.
Okay. So Julisha and Victoria.
Perfect. Yep.
Okay. And then example of slide presentation. There's a link. Okay. Okay. So anybody have a question of doing the group work? Okay. So while you guys actually doing the group work, I think I'm gonna visit each group so that if you have a question within your group, I can answer that question, right? Okay. Emma, are you ready to send everybody to the breakout?
Yep, I'll go ahead and open up the groups right now.
Okay,
Good luck,
so I
y'all.
will call you back at 11 or maybe 11:05 about that time.
And I can send them back too.
Yeah, that's great. Thanks.
How can Gio and I support you during this time?
I think if you feel comfortable, if you want to, maybe you can visit some of the groups,
Mhm.
or if you want to be just relaxed, and then you can just be relaxed and then.
Okay, I'll pop into some groups for a little bit and see if I can help.
No, not much of the duties for you guys. You guys are working really hard.
Sounds good. I'll pop in after they've had a little bit of time to talk so we can,
Okay.
once they've generated some questions.
Okay, thanks.
Of course.
By the way, how do I visit the each group? And now I have
So you should see like a thing that says breakout rooms at the bottom. Do you see that?
I don't see the breakdown.
Let me see. Are you okay?
Co-host.
Are you a co-host? Yes. So at like the bottom row where it says like the chat and all of that, do you see something that says breakout rooms?
Well, I don't see it. I only see security, participants, chat, share screen, pause, stop recording, and reactions.
Maybe if you make her like host for now, then she'll pick. But I don't have access to that either since I'm co-host.
That's interesting. I've been co-host before and been able to. I'll go ahead and make you host so that you can at least jump around, and then I'll try to figure out.
Okay, Gio, did you see the breakout also?
I didn't. No.
Oh, that's interesting. I changed it, and I'm not your co-host now, and I also can't see it now. That's interesting. I've done that before. Maybe assign us to a breakout room, and then we should be able to jump around, I think, at that point.
Okay, so then just to make yourself as a host now, because you will call us at the end, like 11 or 11:05, and then put me in one of the group.
Okay, so now that you're host, you actually have to go back in and make me host.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
That's interesting. Okay, so I'm gonna make you make a host because you seem to be better at Zoom than me.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and make you a co-host. Co-host, and then I'm gonna go ahead and add you all into a breakout room. Hold on, how do I?
Okay. Victoria seems to be still in the room, not in the breakout room yet. Is it taking time just?
They have to accept the prompt to be added into a room. Okay, I've assigned you both to rooms, just like the first one. So if you click it, you should be able to have like not only the one that you're assigned to, but you should also be able to click join into other ones. Is that an option for you?
Yeah, I think as of now, I'm assigned to the breakout room 1. So I will just get there. And then you see, I mean, I will see whether I can jump into another breakout room, right?
Okay, yeah, so when you pull out, so click the breakout room thing, and does it show you where everybody's at? Does it have like a thing that says like breakout room 2 and then it says join?
No.
Okay.
I have only one window pop up. The host is inviting you to join breakout room 1, and then later or join breakout room.
Okay, then I'll just stick around here, and then if you want me to put you into a different breakout room, you can just come back and let me know that.
Okay.
Does that work?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. I'll just stay here then.
Okay, thanks.
How are you, Gio?
Well, how are you?
I'm good. How was your weekend?
Pretty good. I just helped my dad with work. We were helping like a friend of ours move their heavy furniture, and I'm pretty sore right now, but other than that, good.
That's cool.
How about you?
It was good. It was pretty uneventful. My little sisters, they have a different mom than I do, and so I live like almost to Oregon, and they live like in the Sac area, and so they were with us for a couple of months, but they just went back to their moms. So it's like our house went from like super loud and noisy all the time to like really quiet because like I'm the only kid now, really. So it's kind of weird, but it was still a good weekend. You know, I'm glad that they get to go spend the summer with their friends because like that's where all their friends live. So.
Nice. Good. Yeah, for the bridge leader breakout session, how do you want to do it? Do you
Um,
want me to share my screen and then try to navigate through, the courses or see we'll schedule or something, and then you can kind of both explain it, or you can let me know where to go.
yeah, I think that's a great idea. I think that Seawolf Scheduler personally, I know how to use a little bit better, other than like I know how to use the other one, but like I feel more confident in explaining Seawolf Scheduler. And I think Seawolf Scheduler is more like to the point, whereas the other one's like a little bit more, we just have to remind them that they do have to like send it back to their shopping cart. But I don't think that should be a problem since we'll be with them during registration. So I think it's all right. That works perfect for me.
Oh, good. Yeah, I'm more familiar with Sewell's schedule.
Me too. That's good. That's good. And then, so which courses are they pre-enrolled in again? Do you remember? Did you catch that?
Yeah, so it's gonna be EDC 160. They're definitely pre-enrolled in that.
Uh-huh.
That's a
And then
year-long course.
is that a ethnic studies? Like what does that cover?
It's gonna cover areas A1 and A3, so it's gonna be
Okay.
oral and I think written and verbal maybe.
Okay.
I'm not sure though.
Okay. And then I know they have English 100 AB.
It's either English 100 AB or English 101.
Right, but our cohort is AB.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Also, it depends on whether or not they've already taken like AP literature,
Right.
and if you decided they don't need to take that class anymore.
Right. Yeah. I think all of our students are still in because I kind of scrolled a little bit through like our like what's it called? The sheet that Erica Mullican sent out for us. And I think that they're all um what's the word I'm looking for? I think
Yeah,
that they're all enrolled in English 100 AB. I don't think any of them opted or like completed the class. They might have though. I'm gonna go ahead and log on and see.
yeah, I see it. Yeah, they're all English 100 AB, and I also believe. Oh, sorry, excuse me. It might be Math 160. I'm not sure though.
Okay.
Let me check. But I know they're pre-enrolled in either math or English class or both. But
Okay.
they're definitely enrolled in EDC 160 for sure.
I know that they have English for sure too.
Yeah. English 100. Okay. Yeah, they
Mm-hmm.
all have it.
Yep.
Okay. And other than that, they have the. I took a screenshot of it. Let me see if I can try to find it. Yeah, Cal's 219. They're
Uh-huh.
not pre-enrolled. They have reserved seating, and also Spanish 300H. They also have reserved seating for Puerta
Right.
students.
Okay. Good to know. Good to know.
That's so weird. One of the sections for Cal's 219 is Monday through Wednesday from 1 to 2:15 p.m.
Uh-huh.
Taking EDC from 12 to 2.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah.
Do you want me to go ahead and assign you to a new room?
It looks
You're up
like
here.
you're muted. We still can't hear you. You're muted.
Just ask her to unmute.
Oh,
That's better.
so my question is, I think we have like about 25 students,
Mm-hmm. I
right?
think 24 or something like that. Yeah.
Or 25. Okay, so my question is, do we have everybody participating?
Ooh, let me check our attendance sheet to see who is
Because
at.
when I grade the M&M homework, I don't feel like I have everybody.
I think all of my students, as far as they were here earlier,
Oh, yeah, okay,
make sure that they're still here.
okay.
Yeah, I think all of my students are still here.
Okay, okay, that's good. That's good. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
just checking because we talked about in the faculty meeting, we talked about if somebody has like have to work and then cannot be in the like a meeting and then they can actually finish this on their own pace. So I'm just trying to know whether we have such a students who needs to be like working in their own.
Okay, sounds good. I know one of my students, Nick, he had already completed the assignment, I'm pretty sure is what he was saying.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, so he actually completed it, and then
Uh-huh.
while I'm talking on this morning, he sent me the chat, so I privately answered to him, so he can join another group if he wants, so that he can actually working with other groups, or if he wants to be independent, I think I'm gonna let him do, but I think he's in the groups now. Yeah.
yes, he is. He's with Ashley, Carmen, and Michaela.
Okay. 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 So please put me in the group. Okay, it looks like we have almost everybody, right? Can you hear me? Okay.
I think everybody's back.
Okay. So, Sema, I think you're still in mute.
Everybody's back. That's all.
Sema, I can't hear you. When you speak,
me?
I can hear you, Sema.
I can hear you, Sama. Can you hear me?
I can hear you guys.
Yeah, I can hear you all. Do you hear us, Professor?
Oh, okay, that's good. Okay, so I think in this hour, what we want to do is we want to see your draft slide, and then we can just give each other feedback, right? So we are going to actually have a little bit of the verbal feedback in this hour. And after this, you can actually turn in your draft slide on the canvas so that each of you actually visit the canvas and then just give the written feedback on there. Okay, so let me share my window so that you can see where you need to turn in. Okay. Okay, so this is a canvas view. So if you actually go to day 6 and then quantitative reasoning research question, let me just start over just in case. So I'm gonna make it the view like yours. So this is what you see on the Canvas days, the Canvas main page, the starting page, and then go to the day 6, one day, okay? And then because I'm using Safari, the pictures are just not showing up properly. So if you are using Safari, it happens, but if you're using Chrome, it has no problem, okay? So go to quantitative reasoning workshop in there. So here in the Do It, you need to upload your final presentation. Well, I think today it doesn't have to be final. Even though it says final here, you still have a chance to finalize this afternoon or tomorrow. Okay, so once you click there, so you can submit your assignment. I know everybody's working in group, but because it's a practice of or getting used to all the platform and everything of the college, so even if you made a group presentation, each of you individually upload your assignment in there, okay? So as of now, by 11, well, I mean, it's past 11, but that's okay. You can still turn in your slide uploading here, okay? And then once you turn in, then you can actually make the feedback in there. So, okay. So this is how you turn in your the file or the slide that you made. Okay, and I thought you guys will be able to see the feedback once you upload it, but I don't see the feedback in here. Okay, so feedback is going to be available from 11:05, which should be available now. But somehow I don't see the feedback capacity in here. Is anybody able to see the feedback on your Canvas now? No? Okay. This page. Okay. So you actually should be able to see this peer review. Okay. So if you click there, you could actually feedback there. I think some people already did. That's what you should do. Okay. So let me ask everybody, does anybody actually upload your file in there?
I have. My group has.
That's Lena talking.
Lena? Okay. Oh, I know the problem now. Why I cannot hear you. Okay. So, okay. So Pedro, you said you uploaded it here, right? Okay. Jackie, you did. So if you already turn in, please check the Canvas whether you can actually have the peer review button show up. Okay, you don't see it. It doesn't show up? Okay. Oh. Lena, would you share what you see? Would you tell everybody how you can actually see?
So once you turn it in and you go to what you just showed us so usually when you submit an assignment, it gives you like a notification on the right side of your screen that you submitted it. And under that, it says in tiny words, it says assigned peer reviews, and it gave me 4 names.
Oh, okay. So once you turn in your slide, and then underneath it has a tiny font saying that you can do the peer review.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks. Maybe because I didn't turn in, so that's why I was not able to see it.
Yeah, probably not.
Okay, thanks. So you can actually submit your peer review by looking at some other groups, okay? So that's why you have to submit the slide even if your group member turn in already, okay? So each of you need to turn in the slide. So, yeah. So Nick, you said on yours, it says non-assigned. Okay. Well, I guess maybe you have to wait a little bit because once everybody turn in, it automatically assign you which person's slide you need to review, I think, right? So that is gonna be until this night, tonight, by midnight. So you can actually do it anytime after this, okay? So in this, about 40 minutes from now on, I think I'm gonna let each group tell what you did so that we can actually give a little bit of verbal feedback to each other. Okay. Does any group wants to go first?
My group did
does wearing socks at night affect the amount of shoes that you own?
Mm-hmm. So Vanessa, did you guys actually upload it in the Canvas already?
No, we haven't uploaded it yet.
You haven't? Okay. Can you actually share your screen by putting that your slide?
My computer won't let me share my screen. I
Okay.
don't know why.
Okay, that's fine. Then you can just explain to us so everybody can actually hear from you. Okay, go ahead.
Well, we had 3 box plots, one for no, sometimes, and yes,
Mm-hmm.
of wearing socks at night.
Mm-hmm.
And then the 5-number summary on each of them was made up on how many pairs of shoes you owned according to the
Okay.
survey we did.
Okay, so your question is how many shoes the shoes each person has, right? Versus whether they wearing socks when they sleep, right? So on the stack key, you must choose one categorical variable and then one numeric, one quantitative, right?
Yes,
Okay, so what graph did you guys create?
we did box plot
Box plus. So how many box plus do you see side by side?
3.
3. Okay. And then what conclusion did you make out of those?
We made that wearing socks at night, more people, or wearing socks at night, those people had more pairs of shoes than not wearing socks at night, because no had the lowest median and yes had the largest outlier.
Okay, that was interesting comparison across the different categories, right? So yeah, I think that was a really interesting question that you can compare. Okay. So did you come up with some sort of relationship between whether the number of the shoes that they have versus whether they wear socks during the night?
Yeah, so wearing socks at night, those people owned the most shoes.
The wearing socks group actually has more shoes. Okay, interesting. Does anybody want to comment on this? Don't be shy. No comments? Okay, so I will look forward to seeing your slide later, but I thought that was quite interesting.
My group and I are kind of confused how to submit the assignment because it shows as a Google Doc or Google Drive.
Okay.
So we don't know how to.
Okay, so let me show you how you submit your work.
So I submitted mine clicking Google Drive and like it shows my presentation.
Yeah, you can actually put the, like a link, right? Is that what you're saying? Okay, so let me share my screen.
When I submitted mine, for me, like I clicked on the like Google Doc folder thing, and it was like the top.
Right, so I think it has a tab for the Google Drive, I think, right? So once you get into there, okay, if you submit, press the submit button. So this tab is a file upload. That's the first choice. But if you click the Google Drive, usually mine doesn't show up. But once you click that tab, you can actually have the like Google Drive link pop up, so you can actually put that link there. Did I answer to your question? Okay. So Jackie's group, they want to present next. Jackie?
Yeah, I'm gonna share my screen.
Okay.
Can you guys see?
I can
Yes.
see.
So in my group, we have Eduardo, Christian, and Elizabeth. Eduardo? You wanna
Yeah.
go?
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. For the research question, we put does the student's distance away from home affect okay, their decision to live on campus, and is there a correlation?
So for our variables, our quantitative data X is how far away someone is from home versus our categorical data, which is Y, and that's will they be living on campus?
And then for our graph, we did a box plot, and our box plot is showing how people who are further away from school will be living on campus. People who are closer will stay home. And then there's a maybe because of the fall semester being online. And then it shows the mean is overall 119.149, Q1 13.65, Q3 127. Maximum miles that somebody lives away is 653 and the minimum is 1.1.
So yeah, like Elizabeth said, we came to the conclusion that the people who live farther from school are going to be living on campus, and those who are not living on campus are the ones who are closer to home. So yeah.
Okay. You guys have any comments to this group? I think you guys are almost done, right? You actually put all the information in the slide and then have a very interesting question, right? So you see some kind of relation between the distance their home away from the Sonoma State and whether they want to live on the campus once it's available, right? Okay. Any comments that you want to make? Or I mean, if you are shy, I don't think you are really, really shy, but if you want to give the feedback on the slide, then you can make it this afternoon, right? Okay. So, any questions about this group or questions from this group? Okay, very interesting question. Let me ask you this. Does this result make sense to you guys? To the group? I'm asking to the group. Do you
Yeah.
think, yeah,
Yeah.
it makes sense, right? Yeah, yeah, okay. So in that sense, we kind of guessed that, but the data actually support your intuition or your guess, right? Okay. What about another group? Does anybody want to talk about what you do so far? Okay, even if it's not complete, you can still talk to everybody so that you can get a little help or the feedback.
Our group could go.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, I'm gonna share my screen.
Mhm. Okay, good.
So ours is exploring connections between distance from home to SSU and if you visited campus.
Okay.
Our question is, does the distance from your house to campus affect whether you have visited or not? And here's the two box plots. that came up when we put our data into StatKey. This is our descriptive statistics or summary statistics.
Yeah, sometimes it's a kind of little hard to pronounce it, right? Statistics, right? Okay.
This is our summary and conclusion. The average distance from students who answered no is higher than students who answered yes. Some students who answered yes are well above the maximum, making them outliers. Less than 1/3 of students answered no. And in conclusion, although the distance could greatly influence the outcome, there is a larger percentage of college students that weren't affected, thus campus visitation wasn't an issue.
Okay, so you're saying in the last conclusion, well, even if they are living far away, it doesn't mean that they don't visit the campus in person, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Okay, so you guys actually using the distance from the home, right? Like in the previous group, but the second variable that you guys choose was whether the students actually visited the SSU campus in person or not, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. That's another case of choosing one quantitative variable and then one categorical variable and then use the side-by-side box plots. Okay. Anybody wants to make a comment or the question to this group? Okay. Okay, you guys seem to know exactly what you are supposed to do. Okay, let's go for next group. So we had the 3 groups had a chance to present. And then we have the other 3 groups.
Alexia put in the chat that their group.
Oh, yeah. Okay, go ahead, Alexia.
Okay, do I share my screen?
Oh, yeah, if you can, yeah.
Okay. Okay. So let me just. So our group did hours of sleep versus minutes of watching TV. And Elena, do you want to explain this one?
Yeah. And then our question is, how does the minutes of watching TV affect a summer bridge student's sleeping hours? Will it increase or decrease? The variables that we used were minutes of watching TV, which was our X variable, and then the hours of sleep, which was our Y. And then the reason why we thought this question was important to ask was because we feel like the amount of sleep they get can influence a student's like how focused and readiness they are for school and the quality of homework or essays they will turn in. And as well, we agree and we think that the more hours of sleep a person gets will benefit them more compared to if they got like less amount of hours.
And this is our graph, and we did a scatter plot graph, and basically you can see that on average people get around 4.5 hours of sleep to 11 hours of sleep, and we both came to the conclusion that a lot of people also like accidentally put hours instead of minutes. So that kind of just a little impacted our results, but we found out that like it doesn't matter how many like hours of minutes of TV they watched, they like got 11 hours or like 10, 9. or someone got like 4.5 hours and they only like watched 60 minutes. So that's what we like came up with our results.
And then that's just like the summary statistics. So for our mean, we can see that the average of participants who did complete the survey gets an hour, like an average of 103 minutes of watching TV and an average of 7 hours of sleep.
So for our conclusion, my group and I concluded that the information from our graph wasn't clear enough to see that the amount of minutes watching TV made a huge impact on the amount of hours they got of sleep. For example, there was a student who spent 60 minutes watching TV and they got an average of 4.5 hours of sleep versus a student who spent 300 minutes watching TV and got 10 hours of sleep.
And basically this data was taken in the summer, which could impact the amount of hours they got. They get sleep compared as if they were in school. So that also like affects how much hours they got.
Anybody wants to comment? Yeah, Alexia, can you show us that graph that you created using StatKey?
Yes.
Yeah, so that was quite interesting. And then if you guys remember the StatKey quiz that you had on Thursday night, probably remember some scatter plot graph, right? So when you have two quantitative data, you can actually plot those data sets there, right? And then sometimes as one variable increases, the other variable also increases. If you see those kind of trend, we said they have a positive correlation, okay? If one variable gets smaller and then the other variable gets larger, then we will say it has negative correlation, right? But as this group actually told in their last slide, do you see any kind of trend or the tendency in there? Not so much, right? So it seems to be everywhere, right? So that was kind of interesting. And then this group actually pointed out quite well in the last portion. I wanted to ask one more thing about this graph because I remember maybe Alexia or somebody in the group told me that there seems to be some mistake to people answer the survey. Would you point that out?
Yeah. So if you look all the way down to where like 4 is on the y-axis, like around 4.5, a lot of like when we were looking at our data, it said like 1 for like the minutes of spent watching TV. So we thought that they thought we meant hours when it was minutes. So we just like calculated that to 60 minutes because 60 minutes is an hour. So I mean, it still doesn't like if they spent 60 minutes and they got 4.5 hours, it doesn't really make sense because we were looking for like if they spent more minutes watching TV, they would get less hours, but that wasn't what we like. Those weren't the results we got because someone watched like around 5 hours of TV and they got like 11 hours of sleep. So that's, yeah.
Okay. I think that was interesting comment, right? So I think you might want to elaborate a little bit in the last slide so that people can share your insights about that graph. Okay, good. Okay. Next group. Okay, we have 2 more groups to present. Okay. Okay, so while we are waiting, the other two groups are preparing for the presentation. Here's a little announcement. Like I said, today's meeting is going to be the last formal meeting for the quantitative reasoning. Okay, and then you have homework to turn in or the presentation that you made, like a slide. But even though we don't have formal meeting, if you have a question about your making group the slide and or submitting your homework, always send me an email, and then I can meet you on Zoom, or if I can answer by email, I will just answer to you, okay? Or if your group have a question as a group, then ask me, then I will set up a time so that we can have a Zoom meeting with you, all members of the group and me together, okay? So just remember, I will be available to provide you help, okay? Okay, another group who's ready to present?
Next.
Okay, go ahead. Ashley. Okay. I think we have two Ashleys, right? Ashley Calderon and.
Okay, so ours was exploring personality and club affiliation at Sonoma State. And then it was, in our group, it was Michaela, Carmen, and Nick, and then me.
Mm-hmm.
And then our question was, does being an introvert or an extrovert also align with your decision in joining a club at SSU? So our variables were that X was join club at SSU and Y was equal to introverted or extroverted. And then we have a graph right there that shows just like what people chose. So most people chose that it depends for them. And then on the table on the side, you can also see that 69 people chose yes, that it depends for them. And then our summary was that the data leans more towards yes. So most students said it depends whether they are introverted or extroverted. And also most students were more willing to join a club. And we saw that the students who are introverted are a little more likely to join a club. And we saw that a small amount of students weren't sure whether they would join a club. And most students are a mixture of introverted and extroverted.
Okay. Any comments or the questions? Okay. I try not to give too much of the comments because you guys will need to provide a feedback on Canvas. Okay. But just in case you have a question or comments verbally now, you can still make it. Okay. So you guys actually use two categorical variables, right? So Ashley, would you answer what type of graph did you use?
We were gonna use the two categorical variables one, so.
Right, yeah, the types of the graph that you presented on the slide. Do you remember the name of those type of a graph?
No, I don't.
I think it's a histogram.
Histogram, okay. So, because I just want to tell you, because some people thought it might be bar chart or the bar graph or the histogram. So I'm gonna just use a little time to explain what's the difference between the bar chart and the histogram, okay? So bar charts are used for the categorical variable. So when you see the bar chart, the one thing that you notice visually is the bars are not next to each other. Okay, so as you saw in the Ashley's graph, the Ashley groups, their groups, the graph, two bars or the three bars actually not so touching each other, right? But histogram is actually for the numerical or the quantitative variable, and then they actually side by side and then touching each other, right? So I think it's going to be helpful to know the difference between the bar chart and histogram. So I use those little time to give you the information. Okay. Okay, so let's go for the last group.
I'm gonna share my screen.
Okay. Okay, so we have Ashley E.
So our group came up with the question, or we were exploring if sleeping with socks affects the way you sleep or how long you sleep. And for our graph, we used a box plot for our data. Can you see the?
Yes, I can see it. Okay. Anybody else? Are you okay to seeing it?
And then for our descriptive statistics. And for our summary and conclusion, we all just put in something that we noticed or observed from the information in the data that we received. And it just says, very few students said they slept with socks. The majority of students don't like sleeping with socks. Average amount of hours slept is around 7, and sometimes has the biggest IQR out of all of them.
Okay. Can you show us that graph again? The side-by-side box plot. That's interesting, right? Yeah. Okay. So the median seems to be at 7 for each of the group, right? That's interesting. And then do we have any outliers in any group?
11.
Do you think you have 11 there? Okay, so 11 seems to be a little bit far away from the most of the data in the no group, right? But remember, if you have outliers on the box plot, how does it show up?
It shows up in the left and the right side corners.
Yeah, but usually in the graph, it's going to be show up as a dot or the star shape asterisk. So if you don't see those dots or the asterisk in there, it means there's no outliers. Okay, so 11 seems to be far away from the most of the data in there, but it's not far away by itself. So it seems to have like more data in between. So yeah, but that was pretty interesting data, right? Yeah. Okay. Any questions or comments to the last group? Okay. So I think you guys are pretty good. You guys did a pretty good job on the slide. So everybody doesn't have any problem of making slide and then presenting what you found. So hopefully I hope that you had good activity and then learn something about how to use a stack key and then how to form a research question using the data and then how you present in the slide. Okay. So when you turn in this slide, I think the slide that you guys have currently could be uploaded right away there so that everybody have a chance to make the feedback or the comments in there. You need to make at least 3 comments. Okay, it could be like a suggestion of how you can phrase the words or making clarify what they said already. Okay, so any productive comments would be welcome. Okay. And then after you finish those comments this tonight, and then tomorrow you guys actually will be finalizing those slides. And then there will be another spot that you need to upload the finalized slide. So like I said, because we have a separate place that you upload the finalized slide, the slide that you uploaded today under the day 6 can be just a draft. Okay, am I making clear? Okay. Any other questions? Okay, so I think even if we have time until 11:50, if you don't have a question, I think I'm gonna just end this session and then I'm gonna stay a little longer in here, just in case you have some question. Or if, like I said earlier, if you have any question about this, then send me an email and then I will answer by email or set up a Zoom meeting that I can help you. Okay. Last comments. Okay. So it was great to work with you. And then I appreciate your all participation. Okay. And I'm gonna end. So if you want to go somewhere, you're free to go. Have a great day.
Make sure you all are back by 12.
Okay. Okay. So you guys are using the same Zoom, right?
Yeah.
Main thing. Okay. So I'm gonna just make sure that whether everybody has some question, I'm gonna stay a little longer, about 5 minutes, just in case. Okay.
Sounds great. Thanks.
Thank you.
Professor,
Yes.
I have a question.
Mhm.
So does everyone have to turn in the Google Slides? Because for some reason, I'm still having trouble turning it in. And I know 2 of my team members already turned theirs in.
I think it's, I mean, you'd better turn in yours. So your problem with turning in is it because of the Google Drive? Is that?
Yeah, it is. So it's telling me that I need to authorize. And I do. I sign into my Google account and say that the current activity was me. But for some reason, it still says that I need to authorize.
Okay, so if you have a trouble with that, you could actually download those slides as a file, and then you can upload this file.
Okay, let me try that.
Try that one, right?
Okay, I think I was able to submit it. I'm not
Mhm.
sure. Can you see it,
Yeah,
Professor?
yeah, I can see it. Yeah, yeah. So
Okay.
you're uploaded. Yeah.
Okay.
Good.
Okay, thank you.
Mhm. Anybody else have a question? Yeah, I will just stay here just in case you have a question, but I'm gonna turn off my video. Okay, just let me know if you have a question.